Hello and welcome back. This is Daryl D. You're watching Daryl D TV right now. Check it out. So, this video, I've been meaning to do this video or these types of videos for a while now. And I just recently had the perfect reason to kick it off. Now, what we're going to talk about is my hometown of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And we're going to talk about rap vinyl that has come out of my hometown of Milwaukee. So we're going to start, I should say vinyl really kind of started appearing, rap vinyl, around 85, 84, 85. I got to double check that, but right around there, you started seeing it kind of pop up. And from there all the way until now, I try to collect everything that comes out on vinyl from my city. Everything rap related, I should say. So I have quite the Milwaukee rap vinyl collection. And by the way, if you haven't seen it already, go check out my video called Milwaukee, the story of Milwaukee rap. I believe it's from 1986 to 1991 or 2, something like that. So that's what we talk about, a lot of the vinyl and rap groups that came out in that time. It's my very first YouTube video that I posted about 5-6 years ago. So if you haven't already taken a look at that, make sure you do. It's really cool if you're into local rap vinyl from, just your average everyday city here in the United States. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to make the first video kind of highlighting some of these records that I've bought over the years. I'm not going to go in chronological order. I'm just going to go kind of all over the place. And some of the records I want to show you today have some really special meaning because I just came back from a recent trip to Milwaukee, and I picked up some incredible stuff that I absolutely did not expect to pick up. And I'm very anxious to show you guys. So I picked out 10 records that I want to show you. 10 random records, basically. But some of them have some very special meaning. We'll get to some of those a little bit later. But I just want to show you, this is just like a basic, how do I say it? Just basically introducing you to some of those rap records that came out in my city. All right. So let's get it started. First record I want to show you. I'm not sure of the year. This doesn't have the year, does it? Yeah, 1987. Let me see. Just one quick second. Some of this writing is really small, so. This is a group called the New MC Team. And this was a song called My Converse. Now, New MC Team made this song. Basically, this was kind of a parody of My Adidas, if you will. Maybe not even so much of a parody, but, it's kind of based off of the Run DMC My Adidas record. And then, of course, if you're in a loop, you remember Heavy D and the boys, and they did a song called Nike. But this was basically, based off of the Run DMC record. And this was on Wade World Records. I think one of these guys went on to become a politician of sorts. This came out in 1987. 1987, and I have a few copies of this. This one is actually still sealed, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, Wade World Records, man. The New MC Team, My Converse. That's the first one I wanted to show you guys. Up next, we got Mr. Do It to Death. The Life and Times of a Rapper. Now, I first I first heard of Mr. Do It to Death after seeing this cassette tape he put out called Don't Stop, Won't Stop, or something like that. And I believe I picked this up at I probably picked this up at Audio Vibe. This came out in 1996. Audie's was a record store in Wisconsin, in Milwaukee, that like everything local you could think of, that's where you would find it. I mean, there were other stores, but Audie's, that's where you definitely would find all of the local stuff. And there was 3 Audie's around Milwaukee. There was the main store on Capitol, and then you had Audio Vibe, which was on Wells 20, I want to say 27th and Wells, yeah. And then you had Audie's One Stop, which was on North Avenue and Fond du Lac and North Avenue, over there where the Milwaukee Mall used to be. So anyway, I first heard of Mr. Do It to Death there, and then later on I picked up this record. Let me see if I can find a year on here, because the cassette came out in 96. This record actually came out in 2000, and it was on Infinite Records right there. And this was a song called The Way, and the B-side featured a song called Do It, which was featuring Country Boy Click and Young Twan. So yeah, this dude, he was one of them super MCs we had, and Milwaukee had a lot of super MCs. I hope you dig this video, because in other videos like this, I am going to be highlighting some incredible MCs from my city. And we're going to start off with Mr. Do It to Death. So next up, I want to show you, this is my man Milo. Milo owned a record store. What was the name of that record store? Oh man, it was called I can't even remember. I'm sorry. Milo, this was a 12-inch called Everyday Thing and Duck Duck Goose. And we would see him perform around town, but we knew him really from his record store. He had a record store on the south side, and me and all my DJ homeboys was up in there all the time, pretty regularly, and he was real cool. But I remember when this came out, I definitely had to get my hands on a copy, and it has 4 songs on it: Everyday Thing, Duck Duck Goose, How You Gonna Hop, and Horny Toad. What's the year on here? Does it have a year? No year on this one. But yeah, man, it's been forever since I seen my man over there doing this thing. I wish I could remember the name of that record store. I keep wanting to say Pack It In Productions, but I think that was Pack It In was downtown on Wisconsin Avenue. Sorry, Milo. This one, okay, so this was this chick named Twig, and Twig was this ill MC that I would see. She was like one of those underground MCs, and she would, she was like at all the ciphers. You'd always see her kicking it. I know she was tight with my man Professor Pitt. This actually came out in 1997. I didn't even know this record had existed until many years later. My man JDL had got his hands on a nice little stack of them, and he hooked me up. But this was cool, man. I haven't even opened this yet. I probably have 2 copies because I can't see, you know, not listening to this. I don't recall what it sounds like. I can tell you that. This is a song called What I Got Is. And I remember seeing her being interviewed on Professor Pitt's show. He had a show called Mental Fitness on Another Level Pitt. Go through my videos. There's a really cool episode on here. I guarantee you never seen a rap show like that ever. It was on public access, and Pitt, rest in peace, was a madman, a hip-hop head for real. So check that out. If I remember, I'll try to put the link below. But yeah, his show was insane. It was insane. Okay, let's we got to talk about Cuckoo Cal, you know what I'm saying? Who, now this is a Milwaukee artist, but this isn't necessarily a record that was released in Milwaukee. This is actually Tommy Boy Records, and DJ KG from Naughty by Nature actually produced Cuckoo Cal and put him out. You might remember Cuckoo Cal from the song In My Projects. Dun, 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 in my projects. This was a crazy club banger, man. Love this song. But yeah, so Cuckoo Cal definitely was one of the very few rappers that put Milwaukee like on the worldwide rap radar, if you will. He's still around, still doing his thing, you know what I'm saying? Still repping Milwaukee to the fullest. I always loved his records or whatnot. And I have a few more 12 inches and EPs that he did. But definitely had to spotlight my man right here. So big ups to Cuckoo Cal. Definitely putting us out there with everybody else. Okay, now we get into some of the records I really wanted to spotlight. Some records that really made me jump off on this actual topic after a few years of considering doing these kind of videos. I gotta big ups to my man Kid Millions, who put out an album called Rap Proof, Recession Proof Rap. I always get that messed up. He had a song, or has a song on here. What's my song called? Victim to the Beat. Club banging song, man. I used to rock that 45 at parties. It always hit every single time. And I'm out here in Phoenix, Arizona. Been out here for a while now. But that's definitely one of the party rocking 45s that yes, it's on 45, that I would throw on the tables and just get busy with it. Always hits, man. Really cool. And Kid was nice enough to even send me a test pressing copy of this incredible album. This album came out in 2009. And I was just recently in Milwaukee, and the cool thing about Kid Millions is he is also, in addition to being a MC, you know, producer and writer and all of that stuff, he's also a record collector and a record dealer. So if you're looking for that vinyl, you definitely want to look my man up. And if you're ever in Milwaukee, you definitely want to look him up. He also sells records on Discogs, and he is co-owner of the label Dope Folks Records. You need to look up Dope Folks Records. Trust me. It's an incredible label, indie label, where he either releases, he re-releases old rap records that are super impossible to get now, or just super expensive, and then he tracks down a lot of artists that had demos that were never released, albums and songs that had never been released. You can find them on Dope Folks Records. So, this is a man who wears many different coats and titles, and he's a great guy. You want to make sure you look him up and become very, very familiar with him. And we're going to mention him again in just a little while. Here's a group that from my hometown. Well, all these people are from my hometown. I don't know why I said that. Anyway, this group, I remember buying this while still in high school. What year is this? 1987. Yes, I was well, never mind. But I bought this in high school. This is this is Royal Dynasty, man. Royal Dynasty, and this album was entitled Brewtown Hip Hop. This is a 4-song EP, and it consisted of 3 members, 2 MCs and a DJ. And I just remember when this record came out, I once again, one of those records I bought from Audie's, and it was just banging. It was pumping. It was incredible. A lot of people know DJ Dr. B being the DJ and mixer on this record. And it's not just 4 songs, it's 4 strong songs. No filler songs, no throw-ins or anything like that. Strictly on the Record was a song that they did where they were dissing Attack. And I always talk about the scratching on this record that Dr. B did. Yeah. You guys want to look this up. You want to grab this record. This record, there's copies still available after all of this time, and they're not super expensive. So you indie heads, indie rap heads, random rap heads, you definitely want to pick this up. This is incredible. I probably own about 5 or 6 copies of this. And on my recent trip to Milwaukee, I was hanging out with my man Kid Millions, and he just randomly started going through some cool looking stuff that he was showing me. And one of the records that he pulled out was a test pressing of Brewtown Hip Hop, strictly on the record. This is a test pressing of this 12-inch. Can you believe that? And I'm just like, wow. Like, I don't know. I think I asked him, what's the chance of you maybe, slinging that? You know what I mean? And he was just like, yeah, I could probably sling this to you, D. And I was like, yo, well, let's start the bidding. Anyway, I got to leave his crib with this test pressing, super duper rare for an indie, Milwaukee 12-inch that came out in the 80s. How crazy is that? So that was so cool. That I got to pick that up, man. I never thought I would own something like this. And if that wasn't enough for you, he also pulls out, look at this. Do you know what that is? Can anybody tell me what that is? This is the actual acetate for this same record. You know what an acetate is? This is the record that they use to make this record. And then, before they actually started pressing this record, they started making test pressings. You make a handful of those, you send them to the artist, producer, whoever, and you say, take a listen to it, see if it sounds good. And if it does, then we're going to start doing the regular pressings that you make available for consumer purchase. So that's what this is. This is even 100 times more rare than this. How I got lucky enough to walk away with both of these super rare pieces just blows me away. And none of it was planned or whatever. Um, I think kid was looking for something and came across these. Hey, you ever seen this kind of stuff? Blah 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 blah. Yeah, can you believe that? Super 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 duper incredible finds, and just like as far as my Milwaukee rap collection, it just boosted it up that much higher. Incredible pieces. Big ups to Kid Millions. Um, Next record I want to show you. This is the homie right here. This is DJ Wolf D. And this is a record called Always Had Love For You. Now, let me explain something to you. Wolf D was a high school buddy of mine and an incredible DJ. He's DJ'd the entire time I've known him. And I know that after high school, he went on to do some incredible things. I know he was working for Hits magazine out in California, out in the LA area, rubbing elbows with a lot of people. He was an incredible DJ, an incredible producer. He's done remixes for some very, very famous people. I remember an Aaliyah remix, One in a Million that he did back in the day, which was really cool. I know he remixed some Warren G stuff, Battle DJ, Crazy Club DJ. Was living in New York for a while. He eventually became Kumo D's DJ, and toured the world with him. And an all around nice guy, man. He ran a record pool in Milwaukee back in the late '80s, which was incredible. A lot of cool records I used to get from him. Just a great all around great guy. But he made this 12-inch that he rapped and produced on called Always Had Love For You. This came out in 1997, and this record talks about Milwaukee and the Milwaukee scene all throughout, his life and childhood. And let me tell you something. I don't care who you are from Milwaukee. You cannot make a rap song about Milwaukee that will be better than this. The cool thing about this is Wolf, he covered all of the bases. Everything that you could talk about in terms of Milwaukee, he covered everything. Everything. It's an incredible song. I love this song. And he covered all the bases. This was on, what is this, Hype Tune Productions, 1997. And once again, we got to bring up my man, Kid Millions, because he's that kind of dude. Now, once again, in the same stash, he's looking through stuff. And what does he do? He pulls out a test pressing of DJ Wolf D, Always Had Love For You. Now, you guys know I love my test pressings. So it was only right that I say, hey, John, Kid Millions, I call him John. What are the chances, man? You got a price on this or whatever? He's just like, hey. Needless to say, he blessed me with being able to walk away with this incredible, rare piece. Test pressing for Wolf D, Always Had Love For You. Let me tell you, my collection, my Milwaukee collection, it's untouched. I'm just putting it out there. I don't know anybody on the planet that has a better collection of Milwaukee rap vinyl than yours truly. If there's somebody who's got a better collection, I want to talk to you. Trust me, because I would love to see what you have. But pieces like this kind of put me in that, that category of Don't mess with him. Don't play with him. Thank you, kid. Next up, I want to show you. Now, this is my man, DJ Rock D. Rest in peace. He put out a song called "We Can Shake It Right" back in the day. Let's try to find a year on this. Let's see. I don't see anything on the back of the picture sleeve. Let's see if we can find something on here. This print is so small and tiny. I don't see anything on here. But this was definitely a record from the 90s. And DJ Rock D was an incredible DJ. He was like one of my very, very favorites. He was the first DJ from my city that I saw doing like the battle style DJing. He was incredible. He used to rock all the clubs. He used to run all of the clubs, man. Especially the underground clubs. He was a DJ for Gumbo. Toured all over the place with them. Just an incredible guy. Take a look at his turntable setup back in the days. You know what I'm saying? And he had a lot of people involved with this record. Whatever, I know that he was very, very well known, and he did it all in terms of DJing. He would scratch on people's songs, records that they put out. He was a tour DJ, performance DJ, battle DJ, club DJ, radio personality DJ, mix show DJ. He did it all. He did it all. Sadly, we lost him. I think it was 2007, 2008, somewhere in there. We lost my man. But we still have this incredible record that we can definitely keep him in our memories with. And once again, I gotta bring up Kid Millions. And I know you said, why you keep bringing up this guy? Because he's the man. He's the man. He's Milwaukee royalty as far as I'm concerned. Because once again, in that same nice little stash of records he was showing me, he pulls out, yes, a test pressing of this "We Can Shake It Right" by Rock D. Disc makers, very, very popular pressing plant from back in the day. Wow, what are the chances? What are the chances? And yes, Kid Millions actually let me buy this from him. Can you believe that? So when I walked away with those and I got back home, I said, I need to go on and start showing some of these Milwaukee records off to the world, and adding these test pressings of these incredible records that I've owned forever already was the perfect reason to kick things off. So this has been a pleasure, man. I mean, and I gotta say, much love and big ups to my man Kid Millions. Look him up, Dope Folks Records, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Thank you. That's all for right now. See you soon. Thanks for hanging out this long. Peace and love.